Welcome back everybody into another recap of the New York session on gold, and today we're going to do a quick short recap of this New York session. I mean, it's quite early, it's not even London close, but since sort of today will be in two parts, because we have the regular New York and then we will have the FOMC. Over there we will have the FOMC plus interest, not we will have interest decision and press conference at 2 p.m. Eastern. And I wanted to do like the New York of today. As you can see, price went quite nicely bearish, quite nice volume, and we're going to see and jump on the 1 minute to understand what happened immediately. Actually, so first of all, my let's see what was the price action and market structure before the New York session. So this one was doing London, so this is the beginning of London. As we can understand that these same PSAs that were over there from yesterday, so 1721, 1716, 1714 were respected, have been respected for buys, these one were buys, for sells, and again buys. So that was a nice price action, and I wanted to sort of do a back testing, even though this is not my session. So I saw this is a very clean liquidity grab. Now we are in pre-London. This would have been the first possible entry, and with the break retest of the PSA, that would have been the second possible entry. Break retest, possible second entry. Again, 1721 was our sell area, and this 1, 2, even here could have entered, could have entered, and this is a quite nice sell area. I mean, you know that at this area, which was this one was a supply, has turned demand, so the price will possibly bounce over there from there. And even this, when the price breaks and retests, first rejects, then breaks, retests the supply area turned demand area, is another possible buys. But let's jump, and again, let's jump into pre-New York. So this is the situation 10 minutes before New York opens. And as you can see, we have this PSA, which is a sell area. We have the bottom, which can act as a buy area. And further, we have 1718 buys and 1716 buys. So we have these big supply areas and these three demand areas. So first trade of the day. So when we have New York open over there, price bounces, and this is the liquidity grab. We have the first bounce of exactly the level and a close bullish. So that's exactly where I took my buys, and I can show you. This is the trade that I took. Buy, enter at the candle close with the spread. That's the entry, and you can see that the price went 10 pips in profits. I think was over there, 10 pips in profit. Then break retest. I saw this entry, but I didn't want to take it, and went almost 30 pips. You can see here that I had my last TP over there for the partials still running, and I had my stop loss here because now we were approaching the report at 230, and that's, since it was very good for the economy, that was the reason why price very aggressively went through and stopped me out at a small win for the last partials. Here, as you can see, we have these huge candles, but we have this buy setup. So we buys area. I should have taken this first buy as I did over there. First bounce exactly of the area, entry, that would have been 15 pips. But I also understood that buys now turned sells. So with this aggressive move, we can have sells from this area 1720. And that's exactly where I took my entry. After this candle closed, I took my entry for sells, 12 pips, and again, partials taken, rest at break even, so that's fine. Winning trade. Here you can see already from these candles, first one, second one, third one, we are already getting smaller and smaller. So that's why I was quite okay. I took partials, that's fine, but these buys, which was already from there, can be possibly, we can possibly make a new higher low. And that's exactly what happened. The very next candle was even the same candle, was, look at how it closed. If it closed with a little bit more volume, I would have taken buys. With this one at break even, this one could have taken these buys. And you can see 13 pips. I was not looking for here. I was not looking for further buys, further sells, because these buys were coming from a supply area, a demand area, and I wasn't really sure. We were making higher lows, higher highs, so I wasn't really sure to take sells. But anyway, what happened was that price went exactly to my level and I saw a double bottom. My main mistake was that this candle was the new 4-hour open. Let's look at it over there. Where did I take my loss? Here. As you can see, I took the candle exactly when the new 4-hour opened, and that's not good. And also, when this candle was closing like this, I saw that, okay, now the price is making a new low, and that's where this is the supply turned demand, the opposite, sorry. This was demand turned supply. And I should have even, of course, I should have not, I think, taken that trade because of the timing, but of course, I managed the trade taking 50% off here and then the rest at 10 pips, 11 pips. But this, if you look at it in the bearish trend, this is a clean sell trade idea. As you can see, it was like 20 pips again. And this supply, the demand turn supply, now I started to notice it. And here, this is when New York Stock Exchange is opening. This is the area where I'm expecting price to bounce off from. So as you can see, I took my loss. So I had the 2 wins, the buys and the sells, and I have 1 loss, 50% for a small loss and full at 11 pips. That was quite a mistake, but it's fine. So I decided, okay, I don't trade anymore, but that doesn't mean that I'm not looking at the chart. It's not good to just quit. If I can have more experience, then it's good. As you can see, this was make a top wick. When it flips bearish with the volume, I'll say, okay, so this is the new top wick, exactly at this level of the new 4-hour. If it's flipping, it can go down. Anyway, okay, I don't take trades because I don't want to over trade, but I still look. So if I have this understanding, the buys turned sells, and this is a live, it's not like taken afterwards. There's no replay. This is taken live. Look also the time over there, 15, 17, 27. I'm looking for sells if the price gives confirmation. That's how far, I mean, this is a trade idea completely pre-planned, not what's the word? not impulsive, because even before the price gives the confirmation, I'm looking for that. And as you can see, you can enter when the price is showing you bull bearish pressure, and 17 pips, you take your win. Afterwards, which was this one, so it was this one. So then you have 17 pips, and you understand that, yeah, because I put it before, I put it like over there. Okay, but you understand this dodgy candle, which gives liquidity on the upside, and this is the pre-New York Stock Exchange pullback, and where is reacting exactly at the same demand turn supply. So again, same trade idea is the same, 17 12 pips, and it even goes 35. Afterwards, I didn't actually see it, I didn't chart it, but I want to have a look at this. You know that price bounce, then gives you confirmation, maybe it leaves a top week like this with a strong rejection, or like this with bullish and then bearish engulfing the candle. And that's where exactly could have been the second entry after the first one here. This one could have been your second entry. Always in the bearish side, because you see no signs of buyers. And if you're here in the middle of this range, you have sells and you have buys. You don't have buys. You don't have buys. You don't have buys. You have sell, buy. That's your trade ideas, and that's where, okay, I understand that liquidity is coming from here. I'm already in profit. Here I can take or at this candle close with the stop loss above, or at this candle going below, showing you strong momentum that goes over 50 pips. Afterwards, we are coming towards the new the 10 a.m. candle opening, and yes, we are still in a strong bearish bias, but I'm not going to sell from here. Why I'm not going to sell from there? Because of the buys. We are at a huge demand area at this level, so there's no reason to sell. Yes, it could have got like 30 pips, but it's quite lucky. So this is the 4 minutes before the 10 a.m. candle. Look the liquidity. This candle goes back down, fills orders, and then jumps back up. So that one was the possible entry for a scalp. And even that, okay, yeah, I was looking at it. This one, of course, is backtesting, but only thought about all these top weeks and the rejection at this level. So that's why I was looking at sort of the sell side, 1, 2, 3, 4 candles showing a weakness, but it's not advisable if in my opinion. This is of course the first buy idea, when the candle grabs liquidity and then flips, almost rejects. That this can be a double bottom for continuation up. It's a loss. It's fine. It goes 7. It goes. Wait. 6 pips in profit. Okay, you take your first. You take 50% at 3 pips. The rest is below this candle. It's 10, 11 pips. What's the worst? It's not a problem if you take all the right buys. But this candle is, as I told you, showing you the liquidity grab at right before the 10 a.m. candle. And as you can see, you have a clean 15 pips profit. You can even, when you see the price was, this candle was going like this very fast, you can even enter the candle close, because you understand that the price will continue up. This will give you like 6-7 more pips, I guess. Yes, 20 pips total. And again, price action not the cleanest. Remember that we have the Fed talking later on, but this demand area is being respected, and we can have this bearish move, then break a retest, you can enter here, for example. This is 20 pips, but still this is a quite a nice supply area, so that's where the price is reacting to, but possibly to continue after exactly here, after bouncing from there, continue up. But I don't care now, it's too late for me. It's good, I took my 3 trades, one very nice buy, one very nice sell, understanding that the supply and demand can change through the session. I should have taken this sell instead of buy, because this demand area was turning sells, turning supply, but I like that I managed my trade. I should have managed my trade and enter sells, because that was the confirmation, and it will be okay. But again, I backtested it and I left the charts to prove further trades, which were like one win, one loss, two wins, one loss, and this one another win. So it's absolutely fine for me. And this is it, guys. Tonight we're going to have here, we're going to have the Fed talking, so be very cautious about it. See you guys tomorrow.